It started with alligator pepper. A few missing pieces from a market bag, a quarrel between two women at a busy trading post, words exchanged, tempers flared. And from that single argument, a kingdom was erased from the earth. The Owu War lasted 7 years. When it ended, one of the oldest and proudest kingdoms in all of Yoruba history lay in ashes. The men were dead. The children were gone. And the women, queens, mothers, priestesses, warriors were left to face the wreckage. This is not just a story of war. This is the story of what war leaves behind, and the women who refuse to be silent about it. To understand what was lost, you must first understand what Owu was. The Owu kingdom traced its origins to Ajibosin, great-grandson of the legendary Yoruba progenitor Ojujuwa. And Ajibosin became the very first crowned king among Ojujuwa's descendants. In a world where lineage was everything, Owu wore that distinction like armor. From its earliest base near the Niger River, Owu expanded southward through agricultural prosperity and military prowess, collecting tribute from groups such as the Bariba and Borgu, and exerting influence over the Great Oyo Empire itself. This was not a small or fragile kingdom. For 5 years, a powerful combined army of Ife, Ijbu, and Oyo laid siege to the city, and still could not breach its walls. Owu's fortress was considered the most formidable military structure in all of Yoruba land. But great walls have never been enough to stop great betrayal. In 1821, at the famous Apamu market, an Ijbu woman accused an Owu trader of shortchanging her on alligator pepper. She claimed to have bought 6 bags, but one bag was short by 2 pieces. 2 pieces of pepper. Not a single person at that market that day was able to broker peace. The argument escalated and erupted into full-scale war. But the pepper was never really the reason. The deeper cause was a hatred built over years, specifically, Owu's role in using Oyo refugees for forced labor and selling them into slavery. Their enemies used this to justify what was really a war of annihilation. The pepper was simply the match. The hatred was the fuel. And Owu, proud, ancient, undefeated Owu, was about to burn. The armies of Ife, Ijbu, and Oyo surrounded Owu. Many towns heeded the call to join, and the siege dragged on for years, unable to break through Owu's legendary fortifications. Inside the walls, the women held the city together. They rationed food. They treated the wounded. They buried their dead. They kept the fires of the shrines burning, praying to gods who, it seemed, had stopped listening. Then, slowly, hunger did what armies could not. When the walls finally gave way, there was no mercy. The Allied forces entered the city and spared none of the men. Children were killed. The surviving women, queens, mothers, priestesses, were divided among the victorious commanders as wives and slaves. The Owu War marked the beginning of the forced transportation of Yoruba people to Brazil and Sierra Leone. These were not just refugees. They were enslaved, shipped across the ocean, stripped of their names, their language, their history. The women who remained picked through the ruins of their city. The palace gone, the markets gone, the shrines desecrated. A kingdom that had stood for centuries, erased in 7 years. The women of Owu never got to write the history books, but playwright Femi Osofisan gave them back their voices. When their conquerors claimed they came to liberate Owu from a tyrant, the surviving women had one answer. Bless the kindness that rescued us from tyranny, only to plunge us into slavery. They understood exactly what liberation without justice looks like. The ruins of Owu still exist beneath the farmland of southwestern Nigeria. Buried, quiet, waiting to be found. An entire civilization beneath the earth. The women of Owu did not get to write history, but they lived inside it, and their story survived them. Every dynasty turns to dust, but some dust still speaks. I'm Dust and Dynasties. Subscribe, and next week we go even deeper.